fighter and the A-7 attack aircraft, and to augment the current Fleet Air Defense Fighter. The Hornet's speed, maneuverability, and acceleration, combined with its modern weapons system, make it a superior attack and fighter aircraft. In addition to its excellent performance, the Hornet is very reliable and easy to maintain. As a result, the aircraft demonstrates an operational readiness rate unequaled by any other fleet tactical aircraft. Lieutenant King has been cleared for takeoff and is taxiing onto the runway to your left. After a final check of his engines and flight controls, he will light the afterburners on the two GE F404 engines and begin his takeoff roll. Watch as the Hornet accelerates and lifts off in less than 1,500 feet. The two engines together are developing over 32,000 pounds of thrust. And with the aircraft's weight of 32,000 pounds, the Hornet has a 1-to-1 thrust-to-weight ratio. After getting airborne, Lieutenant King will execute a high-performance climb over the field. He has taxied onto the runway right now. If you look down to your left, you will see America's newest and hottest fighter, the A-18 Hornet of your United States Navy. Engines are running up right now. He has his takeoff clearance. The brakes are released. Full afterburner being selected on the twin GE 404 engines. A maximum performance climb over the field. Here is Lieutenant King Kong in the F-A-18 Hornet. All fighter pilots have unique radio call signs, and Lieutenant King's call sign is Kong. The Hornet is built by the McDonnell Douglas Aircraft Corporation, powered by two General Electric F404 turbofan engines. The heart of the Hornet's whipper-thrust will accelerate to over 90% the speed of sound. At show center, the maximum G-force. Watch now as Lieutenant King performs a one-half Cuban 8 maneuver, simulating a bomb loft delivery maneuver. The bomb would be lofted at this particular point. It would continue on its same trajectory toward the target, while the pilot safely pulls the barrel through and exits the target area. For today's tactical air environment, the strikes into Grenada and Lebanon, Libyan S-22 and MiG-23 kills, and the first ace in Vietnam, all launched from and recovered over. Lieutenant King will select full afterburner, raising the landing gear, flaps, and hook. He will then commence a climbing spiral turn, reaching an altitude of 10,000 feet after 360 degrees of turn. No other aircraft in the Navy's inventory can complete this maneuver. The incredible, awesome power and performance of the F-A-18, 10,000 feet after one 360-degree turn. The F-A-18 Hornet. As the nose nears the horizon, Lieutenant King will roll the Hornet 180 degrees and commence another Himmelman. Double Himmelman in the F-A-18 Hornet. He will execute a 360-degree During this maneuver, the pilot will sustain 6 to 7 times the normal pull of gravity. Fly-by-wire flight control system. This computer-operated control system actually receives inputs from the pilot, chooses the flight control surfaces to use based on airspeed and angle of attack, and evaluates aircraft performance to give the pilot exactly the maneuver he demands. This same computer controls the deflection of the leading and trailing edge flaps to give the Hornet's wing maximum efficiency in any flight regime at an airspeed, which will enable it to outmaneuver other aircraft in a slow-speed dogfight, thus performing the Hornet High Alpha Pass. Will soon approach from the left. Perform a pop-up carrier brake. This maneuver is designed to slow the A-18 in preparation for landing aboard the aircraft carrier. In the landing configuration, Lieutenant King will be flying the final approach at 130 miles an hour. Speed approach to the carrier deck. Over the ship, pulling up and steeply banking the aircraft. Back on the throttle now to slow the aircraft down to its landing speed. Extending the wing flaps and the landing gear, configuring the aircraft for landing. And Richie and Ryan Overman and Andy and Teddy Bender, that lost and found area is right in the center, right near the windsock, right near the Cheezosaurus Rex area. It says lost and found on it. Please go over there right now. Richie and Ryan Overman and Andy and Teddy Bender. Looking to the left right now, we see Lieutenant King as the aircraft set up for a simulated landing aboard the aircraft carrier. He'll be performing a touch and go in front of the demonstration area, simulating a precision approach to the aircraft carrier deck. In this configuration, the pilot would attempt to engage. The arresting gear cables on the ship would then bring the aircraft to a stop in about 300 feet. What was simulated there by Lieutenant King was in the event the aircraft tailhook would miss all 4 cables, the pilot would apply full afterburner power and take off once again, as you just saw simulated by Lieutenant King. He's now turning from the downwind to the base in preparation for his final landing. The Gladiators of Strike Fighter Squadron 106 are proud to have flown here at Wilkes-Barre today, and they hope you have enjoyed the performance of the A-18 Hornet and the tactical flight demonstration. Flown by Lieutenant Robert King, his call sign is Kong. He was born one of 4 children to Robert Sr. and Dorothy King of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Kong was commissioned as an ensign in the United States Navy in March 1986 upon graduating Drexel University and the University of Pennsylvania Navy ROTC. After receiving his wings of gold, Kong was assigned to VFA 106 for instruction in the FA-18 Hornet prior to assignment to VFA 81 as part of the USS Saratoga Airway. Lieutenant King was deployed on the USS Saratoga during Desert Shield and Desert Storm and flew numerous combat missions. Kong has more than 1,900 total flight hours and more than 1,500 hours in the FA-18 Hornet. In 1991, Kong was reassigned to VFA 106 as an FA-18 flight instructor and training qualified landing signal officer, which is his current billet. Lieutenant King is married to the former Jennifer Preston of Drexel Hill, Pennsylvania, and has 2 proud sons, Ryan and Sean. And Lieutenant King, his call sign is Kong, and Kong is exiting the runway at this time. A tremendous display of tactical performance in the FA-18 Hornet! Newest and hottest fighter in the United States Navy today, and truly one of the world's most powerful and fastest bicycles. Let's don't try these things at home. His arrival. We've been trying to get him fixed so that he can come up here from Langley Air Force Base, Virginia. And I am sad to announce that the mechanical problems have done him in, and we will not be able to have the flyby of the F-117A stealth fighter today. Hey, Larry. Yes, sir. Yes, John Perry. Elisburg. They won a trip for 2 on U.S. Air. Hey, congratulations to Don Perry from Elisburg. Congratulations. 2 tickets on U.S. Air. Where are they going to go to, Bill? Well, anywhere in the continental United States. Anywhere in the continental U.S. Orlando? They're going to Orlando. Going to Orlando. Anywhere in Orlando, Florida. The tremendous climate performance and rolling performance of the Sukhoi Su-26. The aircraft that is sold only worldwide through the Pompano Air Center in Pompano Beach, Florida, where Clint McHenry is one of the instructors and can teach you to fly aerobatics in many aircraft, the Pitt Special, and also the Sukhoi Su-26. Pompano Air Center, the sole worldwide distributor. You will see Clint McHenry about to enter the demonstration zone, taking up his line now, making corrections for the raises at altitude, and flying right by Clint McHenry in the Sukhoi Su-26 as he continues to gain some altitude. Half reverse croup in 8 as he's going to throw the aircraft down through the horizon.